Hey y'all, welcome back to It Through Cliniomi. Today I actually have 4 tips on how to create a balanced and fulfilling routine. So let's just jump right into it. So step number 1 is identify what you would like to change or enhance. You can't make changes to your life or your routine if you don't know what habits you're going to be leaving behind. Whatever you feel insecure about is usually what you want to tackle. Sometimes we get so comfortable in our insecurities that we use them as a shield to not make progress, to not take chances in life because we think we don't deserve it. If that correlates to you, if that resonates with you, I suggest you seek some kind of therapy.
Stop it. Get some help.
If that resonates with you, then I suggest you develop some kind of reflection practice. I'm in therapy too, so it's fine. My experiences with therapy have been amazing. I have an amazing therapist. And even when I have to dial back our sessions because, money might be a little funny, she's still on point. While it doesn't just instantly make your life get better and your problems disappear, I do now have an unbiased sounding board to listen to me when life gets hard.
And it always gets hard.
So that was step number 1. So you need to, in order to create a fulfilling and balanced routine, you really need to... So that was step number 1. In order to create a fulfilling and balanced routine, you really need to know what you want to enhance and what you want to fall away. Step number 2 is plan of action. This is your planning phase, if it wasn't obvious. Ask yourself what's reasonable for you to start changing. Don't go guns blazing. I actually think that you should check out Atomic Habits. Let me just grab that picture. Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I have not finished it because I'm procrastinator at some things, but this will definitely help you. If you're at all following anybody in personal development, self-help, that kind of those genres, then you likely have come across this book to help you change your habits. And it's all about starting small, doing small things. Don't go guns blazing. It don't work. To make lasting changes, to have a fulfilling and balanced routine, you need to implement small changes. And Atomic Habits will help you with understanding the subtlety of creating habits. So a tip that I actually remembered from when I did a life coaching course was...
What was it?
Identify obstacles that you know hold you back. Identifying your obstacles, knowing your hardships, knowing that things that really trip you up when you're starting to make changes is going to help you, but you also need to have something to combat those hardships. For me, one of my things is exercising consistently. And for me specifically, I have issues around eating and food that stem from childhood stuff and ADHD. And so I try my best to make sure I'm just grazing throughout the day. And there's just days where I don't do that and I just forget altogether, honestly. And then, so that kind of makes exercising consistently very hard because you don't have energy. And when you do exercise, then you feel like crap after because you took from the little bit of energy you actually had stored in the body. I said all that to say that I'm not perfect, obviously. So I will slip up with a lot of this stuff, but it doesn't mean that I'm ever going to give up. So step number 2 for creating a fulfilling and balanced routine was make a plan of action. You got to know what you're going to be doing. You can't just show up and then think it's all going to fall together. It don't work like that. Because realistically, you've probably tried that thousands, if not millions of times. I don't know math, What's all relative? Thousands, millions, the same thing, It's just numbers.
Math isn't real. Time's an illusion.
I'm spiraling right now.
So step number 3 to creating what is it? So step number 3 to creating a fulfilling and balanced routine is having a daily mindfulness check or a daily meaningfulness check, whatever you want to call it. Something that you do to check in with yourself. Make a to-do list, journal, do arts and crafts, whatever it is you got to do to check in with yourself. Those of us that are on the spectrum might have a jumbled train of thought. So putting forth effort to organize our thoughts and the things that we need to do helps a lot. It'll be a tremendous help to you to understand what you need to do, what you want to do, what you've already done, and what you have left to do. I mean, your mind still might be back and forth, but when you look at your list,
It's clarity.
Clarity, boo-boo. It's clarity. You gotta worry about it. You won't journal at the same time every day or make your to-do list at the same time every day. Like, there's days where I get up 15, 20 minutes or more earlier just to sit and check in with myself because I have things that I want to write about or just journal about, whatever, before I head to work at 6 a.m. And there's times where I don't do that until I get off at work. And there's times where I'm at work and I'm just making like a little list or journaling in the bathroom in my notes section. It'd be like that.
It is what it is.
Point being is you don't have to stick to a rigid schedule about when you're doing these things. It's just the fact that you're taking initiative to show up for yourself, to create a balanced, fulfilled life. And you know, your whole purpose for doing this, you have to find your why. Your whole purpose for doing this is because you're not satisfied with where you are. You know there's things you want to improve upon. You're being gracious with yourself. You gotta be gracious with yourself. Alright?
But
you want to take it to the next level. And that's why you're here, because you want to take it to the next level. And that's what we about, is leveling up.
honey,
And I think that everybody should be journaling, to be honest with you. Even if you feel like you're bad at journaling, just all you gotta do is sit and write. Whether you want to do it pen and paper or electronically, whatever is more comfortable and feasible for you, do that. I like pen and paper. I like sitting down and pouring my thoughts, my feelings, and my desires into my hang-ups, my insecurities, everything on the paper. Because I know that putting a voice to them is like I'm understanding what's going on with me. I'm in tune with myself, and that helps. Not only does it help your intuition, but it helps you cultivate a better relationship with yourself. So you then you know what you're thinking, you know what you're desiring, you know what you don't want to have in your life. So like you can't lie to you. You can't lie to you. You can lie to somebody else, but it all starts with you. It all starts with you and what kind of relationship you're willing to have with yourself, what you're willing to put into this relationship with yourself. And if you're at all into personal development and self-improvement and self-help and your healing journey, then you know it starts with you.
and get your raggedy ass up and journal.
Understanding what it is you want and need to accomplish in a single day will help you actively manifest the life you desired. The life you once thought was fantasy. It's that simple. It really is that simple, because manifestation is about doing. It's not only about imagining and like fantasizing. It's about doing. You need to put forth effort and action into what it is you want to manifest. It's actually very simple. It may not come when you want it to come, but it's coming. It's coming. So again, step number 3 to creating a fulfilled and balanced routine is to have a daily mindfulness check. And the final step number 4, to creating fulfilling and balanced routine, commit to your growth, but understand that you're not a forever wellness project. You know, it's really easy to get caught up in this loop of like always trying to be better, of always trying to grow, and always trying to heal and evolve and yada yada yada. While it's great, you know, it is great, like it really is. It's better than the alternative of not doing anything and being unsatisfied. But I think that there is a balance between all of that and then just being and resting and enjoying life and playing. And feeling like you're enough. Like a lot of, I think, the people that are in the motivational speeches, like genre of like motivational speakers and all that jazz, like a lot of them will tell you straight up you're not shit. and be like, yeah, you're just not. And I feel like you know that, and this is what you gotta
work hard, you gotta hustle, you gotta grind.
You need like 2 hours of sleep. That's all you need. You don't gotta eat. You gotta get this bread. And that works for some people, it really does. But it's such a masculine way of going about creating your life. And I think for a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, they need that to like get up and going. But in the same token, it creates this mindset around money and about growing and evolving. It's just in tune of you're only going to be successful if you grind, if you sleep for only 2 hours, if you eat bread sandwiches because you're struggling, if you gotta work hard, you gotta struggle, you gotta do this to be successful. And that's just not true. And that's It's the old way of thinking, it's the old way of being, and we not doing it. You don't want to forever feel like you're not good enough. And that is something that I struggle with, but it's something I'm also working on. And there's days where I get off of work and I don't want to do
nothing.
I just want to hang out with my best friend or just get in bed and eat cookies and that's it, and watch stuff like Boondocks or something else funny, I don't know, and cuddle with my cat, and that's all I want to do. And it can be hard to do that when I feel like I have other priorities that I'm not actually making a priority, like making videos and working on my book series and my other business stuff that I don't put a lot of effort into. So, there's a balance, but there's also times where you have to realize that you're running on empty, you're running on E, and you need to recover. You need to get some gas.
You need to pull over and get some gas.
And that's just some days you gotta be real with yourself and be like, all right, yesterday I played, today I gotta work. When I get off work, I gotta work when I get off work.
Or
I just got off work. I worked yesterday. I'm gonna play today. It's balance. It's a balance. You got to be real with yourself and be understanding and soft with yourself, and understanding that you're gonna mess up. You're gonna be bumpy, and there's no one path. There's no one way that you're gonna be doing this. And I think that we can look at people that are already where we want to be in life, where we think we want to be in life, and think that they have everything all together, and that's just not true. It's just not. It's just not. The grass ain't always greener on the other side either. So be appreciative for where you are in your life right now and your journey, because you're here because you're making changes. You want to make changes. You're going to make changes that are going to elevate you. And it's not because necessarily what I said. I just said some stuff to reaffirm what you already knew. You're the one that's going to do the work, not me. You just clicked on the video to confirm what you already knew. Imagine that. Well, I'm gonna do this little oracle reading, and I'm gonna see y'all later.
Polaroid picture gonna snap me in your frames. Ever since I came in, knew I would wreck the game. The day I met the microphone, shit, life ain't been the same. Intellect on cosmic levels, was born with 2 brains.